Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Brock Gordon. And yes, I am wearing an Oral Roberts hat. Very nice hat, if I do say so myself. And if you could tell by the title of this video here, I'm not here to talk about the hat, even though I would love to talk about this hat from the 2023 College World Series. I'm not here to talk about it. What I am here to talk about is the fact that we have been to 8 zoos on this channel for vlogs. Now, some of you might be going, well, why do you go to so many zoos? Well, because we're all autistic. Like, all of us are autistic. Plain and simple. So, animals happen to be one of our tisms. Along with sports, if you can't tell. Those are like the 2 top tisms. So, I thought, well, why not rank the 8 zoos we've been to from worst to best? And let me tell you, middle of this list gets really hard, really quick. But without further ado, we go to number 8. The number 8 zoo on our list was one that you had to look really hard to find, actually. Like, shockingly enough, last year, 2024. Because it wasn't in the title for the zoo. No, it wasn't in the title for the video at all. It was instead, like, far away from it. Sunset Zoo. You might be wondering, Brock, where's the Sunset Zoo? What vlog was that in? The Kansas State, Arizona vlog. Sunset Zoo in Manhattan, Kansas. Let's start with positives. The Asian section was not bad. It did not look bad. It's pretty nice. Pretty nice. They had chimps. There's an okapi. A hyena. Cheetahs. Maned wolf. Yeah, if you can't tell, there's not a lot of positives here. Basically, it was just one of the saddest zoos I've been to. Not the saddest zoo I've been to. Fortunately, I've not gotten that on the channel yet. I gotta try really hard to go down there to go see it again. So, yeah. Number 8 is the Sunset Zoo in Manhattan. Negatives. It seems like every town of any double-digit size in the state of Kansas has a zoo. Hutchinson has one. Dodge City has one. Emporia has one. 2 more that are on the list here a little bit later have some. So, yeah. Number 8, Sunset Zoo, Manhattan, Kansas. Improvements they can make everything. Number 7 on the list goes to another zoo in the state of Kansas, Topeka Zoo. Now, don't get it twisted. The Topeka Zoo is not a bad zoo. We have just been to some incredible zoos on this channel, and, well, kind of falls by the wayside. Positives. Asian Forest Exhibit is really good with their orangutans and sun bear. The Giraffe House is very nice. Excuse me. Their North American selection is good. Africa as a whole is not a bad area at all. Their Topeka Zoo. However, negatives. The Tropics House. It very much shows as a product of its time when it was built. Other negatives. The hippo enclosure. Yeah, no, it ain't that great. Plus, Topeka also boiled a fucking hippo alive. Still not entirely sure how they did that, but they did that. So they should not have hippos. Also negatives. The enclosure that they have the tigers in It's obviously showing its age on it. But yeah, number 7 was Topeka Zoo. Is it still somewhere that you should go visit if you're ever in Topeka for whatever reason? Yeah, sure. Why not? It's a good zoo, worth the money. Not that expensive. Have a good time. African and Asian elephants are in the same enclosure. Not confusing at all when you don't know at first. Yeah. Number 7, Topeka Zoo. Number 6, Lincoln Children's Zoo. Now we start getting into some very good zoos, like incredible zoos. Would I, when I went to the Nebraska-Illinois game and I saw that they had a zoo in Lincoln, Nebraska, did I think that I'd be going to a very good zoo? No. I thought I was going to be going to some rinky-dink children's zoo. You know, you see the word children's zoo, you expect, you know, maybe, you know, some small amount of animals and stuff. What I was not expecting was a very good tiger exhibit, a very nice giraffe house and exhibit, a good red panda exhibit with a walk-over climbing structure for them, a small animal house that had an amazing selection, and, you know, African penguins. I was not expecting, Humboldt or African penguins. I don't remember off the top of my head right now. I was not expecting it. I was not. I was impressed. I still am impressed. So impressed that I took Tommy to there when we went for the Nebraska-Minnesota baseball game. Yeah, no, negatives. Beyond getting like little nitpicky, no, I don't really have anything. Yeah. There's just some nitpicky things I could say, but I'm not going to say any nitpicky things because you know what? Overall, Lincoln Children's Zoo, very nice. It does, okay, here's one. It does come off as the storage or holding facility for the Omaha Zoo, but that's slight nitpicky. I mean, I don't know too many other places where you could find a clouded leopard in an outdoor exhibit next to a bobcat. So yeah, number 6, Lincoln Children's Zoo. Number 5, and another one that you would have to look very hard on the channel to find, Springfield Dickerson Zoo. This is a zoo that I like so much, so I'm going back here. Well, I will have already been back there by the time this comes out. So no video on that. You don't get that. It's a family trip. When I talk about zoos that have surprised me, yes, Lincoln comes to mind. This one and number 4 are the two that surprised me the most. Going in, it was very much a, you know, Tommy's coming back from Fayetteville. I was already in Springfield for family reasons. And it got overshadowed by Wonders of Wildlife. Now, you might be sitting there and going, well, Brock, what vlog is that a part of? Well, it's part of the Tennessee-Arkansas vlog. Yeah. There were a lot of good moments there, and it just got sandwiched in between the two big events that happened with, you know, Tennessee, Arkansas with Tommy and Jackson, Duncan, hey buddy, and then me and Tommy at Wonders of Wildlife. It just got smushed in the middle. Positives from Springfield Dickerson Zoo. There's a large selection for a small zoo. Australian area, African area, North American, South American, Asian area. The only continent they really didn't have were Europe, because, let's be honest, who the hell has a Europe exhibit or areas anymore? And Antarctica, which, zoo that size, not really surprised. I'd be more surprised if they did have penguins, leopard seals, that sort of thing. Yeah, negatives. I mean, it's a mid-sized city in Missouri. I mean, it's the third biggest city in Missouri, so, like, you know, whatever. But at the same time, it's fine. It's great. If you have kids, take them there. The only thing you could really complain about is, like, man, you get nitpicky with it too on this one too. They got elephants, they got giraffes, they got lions, they got tigers. The one thing you could say, they have no great apes, no gorillas, no chimps, no orangutans. If you want to get nitpicky with that, you could. Still a great zoo. Still number 5 on the list. And gives me even more reason why Columbia and Jeff City as a metro do not have a zoo is insane to me. Sorry about that. Went on a little bit of a rant that we had to cut out. But yeah, number 5, Springfield Dickerson Zoo. Number 4 on the list, Sedgwick County Zoo. Now, this one surprised us the most. But I think the reason it surprised us the most is because of what their Tropics house was. Other than that, like, the reptile house was cool, Tropics house was cool. The rest of it was all right. Their little tiger trailer, where the hell it was also kind of cool, but in all honesty, positives. The reptile house was really cool. I like reptile houses. I think more places should do reptile houses. I'm looking at you, Kansas City. Reptile house was very nice. The Tropics house was good, deceivingly big, but it lacked any, like, well, we'll get to it later on the list. There's one in particular that takes the cake in all aspects of a Tropic house. North America was cool. They had some good exhibits there and a nice selection. Good selection of North American animals there. It's not often that you see elk and they had cougars and prairie dogs and wolves and black bear and bison. It was a good selection. You could drink there. Caleb did that a lot, so much of that too. But yeah, negatives. The hippo enclosure, not great. A lot of stuff when we went for South America wasn't there. A lot of stuff for Australia when we went wasn't there. The plains, the African plains exhibit was not great. Don't know if we just went on an off day and nothing was there, but it wasn't great. That's all I could think of. Yeah, number 4, Sedgwick County Zoo, Wichita. That one got its own dedicated vlog. Number 3, and a controversial pick, the St. Louis Zoo. Now, I know people are saying in the comments right now, I can already know who it is in the comments right now, but St. Louis is the best zoo. It's free. It's the best zoo. It's the best zoo. It's not even the best zoo in the state of Missouri. Controversial. I know. Yes, it's free. Yes, it could have been because we went in November, October, something like that. But it was still a nice day. Anyway, that could have been why. It was the zoo felt like it was a tale of two zoos. You have where we went in, River's Edge. Yes, the hippo habitat is incredible. At the same time, God dang, some of them other exhibits are kind of sad. And get blown out of the water by even like Springfield Dickerson Zoo. Down in Springfield, Sedgwick County blows it out of the water. And some of the places there in the River's Edge. The rhino habitat is... Oof. The elephant was all right. But then you get to the... where I think the zoo really shines, which was everywhere besides River's Edge. River's Edge... not really it. Reptile House. Incredible. The birdhouse was incredible. The primate house was kind of whatever. It's a lot of the same stuff that me and Tommy have seen before. The lemur trek, though, great. Great area. Red Rocks. It's all right. It's all right. I mean, it's your bog standard hoof stock. You know, your camels, your gazelles, your zebras, and that sort. The big cat area is very nice, and I'm using as inspiration for something. I'm just going to call it their North America section because it was, I don't know what they call it. It was like the ice or something like that, polar exploration, whatever. With their polar bear and grizzly bear exhibits are very nice. The penguin house is iconic, but it's another one that shows its age very well. The primate, like the great apes, the chimps, the gorillas, the orangutan habitats, I get what they're going for in the indoor habitats. However, I personally am not a fan of that style of stuff. I am more a fan of something we'll get to later on in this list. The outdoor, fun, good time. You get massive points for no Red River hogs. Spoiler alert, like 4 of these zoos don't have Red River hogs, and five, whoa, hang on, there's a lot of zoos that don't have Red River hogs. What the hell? More zoos did Red River hogs. But yeah, Reptile House and the primate area alone carried St. Louis Zoo a lot on this list. And also the harbor seals. And their sea lion exhibit. Great. The tunnel is amazing. Yep. Number 3, St. Louis Zoo. Number 2, I had to put the hat on for it because I'm a homer. Kansas City Zoo. Yes, is it the homer pick? Yes, of course, because I grew up going to the zoo. And it's like my favorite zoo. It's second favorite zoo I've been to. I had to think for a second, and there's one more that might rival it. But I got to go back to it to make sure. But no, it's still Kansas City. I mean, it's a Kansas City Zoo. What? Here, I'll put it bar for bar versus St. Louis. Round 1, Tropics House. Yeah, St. Louis don't have one. You know who does? Kansas City with the Tropics. That has, Asian small-clawed otters, capybara, gibbons, swamp monkeys, blue-faced monkeys, toucans, South American freshwater stingrays, capuchins, tamarins. Advantage Kansas City. We'll go round 2. How about an aquarium? Not St. Louis don't got that. You know who do? Kansas City. And a very nice, great, in fact, not even very nice, a beautiful new one that they have with sea otters, sea turtles, sharks, octopi. You name it. It's a great aquarium that Kansas City decided to build, and it's one they needed. We'll go Penguin House. How about that? Penguin House. Bar for bar, word for word on that one. Kansas City's got to beat. Now, is it because it's a newer facility? Yeah. Is it because Kansas City has more variety? Yeah. Does Kansas City have puffins? No, St. Louis still has Kansas City on that. However, indoor and outdoor exhibits for the Penguins. Underwater viewing for the Penguins. Kansas City's kind of got them beat on that front. Where do you want to go next? You want to go Reptile House? Well, all right, fine. St. Louis has them beat because Kansas City doesn't have a designated reptile house. How about grade 8 exhibits? Well, Kansas City's orangutan exhibit, bar none, beats the hell out of St. Louis's. Chimpanzees, I mean, you can't really see them when we went to the St. Louis Zoo. You can at Kansas City, but that's because they're all outdoor with a slight little indoor coming in view platform. Gorillas, same thing. Kansas City has the greater outdoor space where you can see the gorillas. Gorillas are normally up next to the glass, which is an indoor viewing facility for Kansas City. Where do you want to go next? Well, how about we go elephant habitat? Elephants for Kansas City Zoo beat the hell out of River's Edge side for the St. Louis Zoo. Yes, St. Louis has the hippo viewing that's a little bit better because you can see them under the water. However, Kansas City, just more area you can see the hippos. How about African Plains? They have the Red Rocks. Kansas City has the African Savannah, where you can take a sky safari over the top of it and see the zebras, the giraffes, the ostriches, the other hoofstock that is all over the savannah there. You want to talk about the Asian exhibits? I don't really remember anything from St. Louis at all. I remember Kansas City's because I know that one pretty well by heart. St. Louis just had a red panda just kind of like out. Not really much of a barrier. Kansas City has them in a climate-controlled facility, which Missouri gets hot. Like really, really hot. So that's probably more humane. Yeah. Things Kansas City could improve on. Australia. They have made improvements to it. With the new tree kangaroo exhibit. I think there's more that needs to be done. Further improvements, beaks and feet just need to get rid of. It's a row of cages for small mammals and for birds. Just get rid of it. They're still making improvements into Africa, which is great. I love seeing the zoo do that, especially showing that the aquarium is not where they were just going to end for a while. I think they personally, this is my own personal thing, what was the, like, it still technically is the kind of kids farm, since the addition of Discovery Barn kind of can just get remodeled, and my personal opinion, make that a little bit more of a North American area. Kansas City Zoo doesn't really have one unless you can count the entrance with the North American river otters, the trumpeter swan, and the polar bears. Don't really have one. And then you walk up a little bit and there's California seals. Conifer sea lions. There's not really a North American exhibit. There's not really a South American exhibit. Kansas City pretty much just has Asia, Australia, which is kind of there, and Africa. Now, I would love to see some massive additions continue to go on with Africa, and I think they are getting that way. Kansas City, I think, has finally got their head out of their ass, because for a while there were not a lot of improvements happening at the Kansas City Zoo, and it was kind of terrifying. And concerned me, very much, because this is a zoo that I love going to and I am a fanatic of. There was a period of time where it was just like, all right, Discovery Barn's built. Oh shit, they're not doing anything else. And that was like 2008 going into, oh god, 2014 is when this Penguin house was built, or the Penguin exhibit was built, and then there was nothing again after that until they announced the aquarium being built. So that's a long period of time where there was just nothing. But Kansas City Zoo has rallied. I don't know if it's new leadership or what it is. The area that used to be the old Great Ape House, I would have loved if that had become something. It still could become something, where the cranes are. That area, I think, is underutilized. I still think that could become something. But yeah, number 2, Kansas City Zoo. I could do a whole video as to my ideas for improving the Kansas City Zoo, and I might do that someday. But yeah, number 2, Kansas City Zoo, which I think you all know what number 1's going to be. Number 1, bar none, surprise to nobody, zoo, number 1 zoo we've been to, Omaha Zoo. You name it, Omaha Zoo has it. You like Madagascar? Well, they have an entire house dedicated to Madagascar. You like the desert? They have the entire dome dedicated to the desert. You love Asia? They have some exotic, weird animals in Asia. You got takin, you got Indian rhino, you got tigers, you got sloth bears, you got snow leopards, you got red panda, deer, you've got storks. You like, well, they don't really have in Australia too much. I just thought about that. Boy, they don't have in Australia. Huh. Or if they do, I'm not remembering it off the top of my head. Lot of Africa. So much Africa. You like nocturnal animals. They got an entire area below the Desert Dome. Kingdom of the Night. It's all nocturnal animals. Awesome. Actually, that could probably be where you say the Australian animals are now that I think about it. A lot of Australian animals there. You like aquariums? They got a great aquarium that you can go to. You like butterfly gardens? They have one of the best butterfly gardens I have ever been to. And I'm not even a butterfly garden fan. I don't like butterflies, really. They're kind of okay. Omaha makes me like butterfly gardens. You like Okapi? They got an Okapi just chilling. In like the middle of nowhere. You like Africa? Well, they got a lot of African exhibits for you. They got elephants. They got lions. They got, boy, they don't have any apes. There are no great apes. I just realized that. Oh, no, there are. Ha! What am I talking about? They got orangutans. They got gorillas. They don't got chimps. Thank God they don't got chimps. Chimps are evil. I hate chimpanzees. So much. Like, so much. But they got gibbons. They got... Man, I was just there and I'm blanking on it. Of course, we were high. Yeah, and then, of course, there's their tropics. The indoor tropical building. The gold standard, in my opinion, for tropics buildings in the U.S. Now, have I been to the Bronx Zoo? No, of course not. I'm not going to New York anytime soon. Don't plan on it. Not really the type of person I am. Have I been to... Oh, God, who else has great tropics exhibits I've been told of? Brookfield. Well, from what I've seen, theirs isn't that great. Bar none, my opinion, the greatest tropic house I've ever been to and ever will be to, and the gold standard is in the Omaha Zoo. My opinion, that's my favorite part of the Omaha Zoo, is the tropics house, because of how incredible it is. Now, are there things that Omaha can improve on? Yes, of course. Every zoo, no matter what, can improve on something. No zoo is perfect. What do I personally think that is? I mean, you got an aviary that you kind of just have had blocked every time I go by. It's from Madagascar. Now, could that be because the lemurs are attacking and throwing poop at people? Yeah, sure, could be. If that's the case, why is it still open? Or why is it still there? You could use that for anything else, and you'd be fine. Why is it still there? I almost completely forgot about their Sea Lion Northwest Passage area. Oh my God, Glacier Bay is incredible. Like, the views that you have of these sea lions and seals at Glacier Bay in Omaha is outstanding. Another one that I think is a gold standard for zoos, period, when it comes to natural environments for seals and sea lions. St. Louis comes close, doesn't top it in my opinion. It's Omaha. I'm sounding like Peyton Manning right now, calling an audible. Omaha. Anyway, Omaha is the gold standard for me for zoos in America. Yes, of course, somebody's going to come out with, what about the Leipzig Zoo? Or what about Singapore, Japan? You know, all the other ones. No, I don't. Omaha Zoo, bar for bar, word for word. I'd put it up against, you could put it up against the Bronx Zoo. You could put it up against San Diego. I'm picking Omaha. Could that be biased because I'm from the Midwest? Yeah, could be. But at the same time, name another zoo that can go bar for bar like the Omaha Zoo does against a lot of different zoos. Now, again, we're going back to things that could fix. Is there things that could fix? Oh my God, yes. Like I said, there is no Australian exhibit. Could they make one? They could. They could if they wanted to. There is room for one, but I don't think they need it. I mean, like, it's Omaha. They can do a lot of different crazy things with it. They really could just make like the most insane wombat exhibit or the most insane koala exhibit. They could do many different things because it's Omaha, and that's how Omaha is. They do everything insane and to the best that they can. Except one area of the zoo that I personally am not a fan of. One spot. And that's their African grasslands. Not a fan of it. Why? It could be because I am from Kansas City and I'm used to how the Kansas City grasslands work and how they have it there. You have your giraffes, and you have your gazelles, and you have your ostriches, and you have your rhinos kind of out of the way, but still somewhat close. You have small mammals everywhere else and other small animals when you walk by and over a overpass. Yeah, they don't really have that. They sort of do. But not a lot. It's there. That would be like the one nitpick thing I have. You can't see a lot of the gazelles and such that well from where the path is. And I get it. It's supposed to mimic the natural surrounding area of an actual grassland and the African country that's based off of. I get it. However, as a zoo enjoyer and someone who likes going to zoos and does it for fun, to relax, to be inspired, as someone who's very passionate about conservation, I get the conservation and trying to mimic it. I get it. At the same time, I'm also thinking for, 5-year-old Timmy who, loves giraffes or loves rhinos, who can't see them. Like, at least that's a good thing about the elephant house and the giraffe house. You can see them in the elephant and giraffe house. How is he going to see the, rhino when it's 150 yards away. He ain't really going to see it that well. How is he going to see the ostriches when they're 100 yards away? He ain't really going to see them that well. That's really like my biggest nitpick for the Omaha Zoo, is that. Other than that, it's perfect. But yeah, there you go. There's the list. To recap, number 8, Sunset Zoo in Manhattan, Kansas. Just bad zoo. Bad zoo. Could improve very well. Needs a lot of work. Number 7, Topeka Zoo. Good base for a zoo. Good base in the state capital. Still needs work. Needs to be more modernized a little bit more. But I think they, much like other zoos that I've mentioned here on this list, are taking those steps. Number 6 is the Lincoln Children's Zoo. Like I said, it really does feel like a holding facility for the Omaha Zoo and some of the animals they have there. However, at the same time, it still feels unique enough that it's not needed as a holding facility, but it feels totally different, even though it's like 30 minutes away. Number 5, Springfield Dickerson Zoo. Good little zoo. It's such a good little zoo, and I would love to see them improve upon it and keep improving upon it. When me and Tommy were there, we looked at what we thought, and we eventually read was what their old hippo exhibit was, till they were like, yeah, we can't do that to a hippo. And they got rid of it. And right now it's sitting empty, but you could see it, and it's like, oh my God. And the funny thing is, it looks exactly like Topeka's hippo exhibit. So it's that type of stuff where it's like, yes, good. Improve upon, expand upon. Number 4, St. Louis, Number 4, Sedgwick County Zoo. Good zoo. It was nice and surprising where it was and how it was. There are many improvements that need to be made, but you know what? All things considered, not a bad zoo at all. Number 3, St. Louis Zoo. Well, people will hold it in regard as the highest standing zoo in the United States, or especially Missouri, which they're wrong about. There are improvements that need to be made, for sure. But, again, it's really just River's Edge that needs to be improved. They can improve at River's Edge. Maybe they'll get a bump over Kansas City. Probably not, though. Number 2, Kansas City Zoo. Kansas City, as I said, I'm very passionate about it. I can make an entire video detailing what I think they need to improve on and how they can improve upon it. And I probably will in the future. However, what they have done recently has greatly improved the standing of the zoo in my eyes. I have not gone to see their most recent stuff that they have fixed with the lion exhibits and such there in Africa, but I will be here shortly. Number 1, Omaha Zoo. It's Omaha. It's Omaha. It'll always be Omaha. I've been to some of the other zoos that people would say. I've been to the National Zoo. It don't top the National Zoo. I've been to the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo. It don't top it. Like, you can't top Omaha, in my opinion. It's too good. But yeah, there's my ranking of the top 8 zoos we've been to. Tell me what you think about it in the comments below, and I'm sure you all are going to tell me how horribly wrong I am, especially with having Kansas City that high. But till then, I've been Brock Corton. Have a wonderful rest of your day.